Good morning, friends and neighbors, and welcome back to the Hapeville channel. It's Dewey here with you this morning. Today, it's absolutely gorgeous out today. It's a beautiful sunny day. It's only 45 degrees, but I'm bundled up for it. Look at this nice sweater my mother-in-law got me. I love it. Good morning, Dawn. So a couple days ago, somebody left in the comments when I was walking, or maybe it was yesterday, and said, I look forward to whenever you go down Oakdale Road. So that's what we're going to do today. It seems the perfect day to do it. And right at the intersection of Oakdale Road, and you can see here it says, of course it's backwards. Let me turn it around. Welcome to historic Coalfield Park neighborhood, the National Register of Historic Places. So the National Register of Historic Places, Hapeville got together and got that registered in, I think, 2006. I have all the paperwork at home, and it's really interesting. And what's interesting is, even though a big portion of our town, or the entire town actually, the entire town of Hapeville is a National Register of Historic Places, but that doesn't mean that it's protected. That's something else they would have had to file for, but people can still change their houses, knock houses down, and all of that. It's just recognized as a historic place. Good morning, David. Good morning, Bonita. But that doesn't necessarily mean that interesting and old architecture is protected. It's not. I once asked an elder person in town who was involved in getting it registered as a historic place why they didn't go so far as to protect the actual buildings. And I can't remember the answer to that, but I'm going to figure it out one day. So anyway, we're at the intersection of Oakdale and North Avenue right here, and we're gonna walk down Oakdale, and behind me up the road on the left, as you know, is the school, and the schoolyard was here. Somebody told me as we begin walking that on this corner, at some point many decades ago, there was a store here. Does anybody remember that? She said on this corner. I don't know if she meant this, or maybe she meant that place, or maybe she meant that place. I'm not sure, but I think she was talking about that. And she said that when kids would leave school, they would go to the store. So here we go. 3247 is the first one here. A little yellow house. It's a beautiful sunny morning, and all the leaves are finally off the trees. Good morning, my friend Ed in Orlando. He was my comedy partner at Disney. I just watched the video of you interviewing Leslie Jordan about a bride doll. Oh, I miss that character too. Thanks, Ed, for letting me know. I'm just taking a little walk around the town I live in now. This town is very special, and a lot of folks have moved to other places, and they like to watch me walking around so it can jog their memories of their time here. Many of them say their experiences here were like living in Mayberry. This is number 3239, recently remodeled, renovated. It's beautiful. Thank you for popping in, Ed. The whole interview with Leslie Jordan, Ed, it's about 27 minutes long, is on YouTube. If you want to see it, let me know. Or just go to my channel. Go to Dewey McGyoo, M-U-G-Y-O-O. Dewey, M-U-G-Y-O-O on YouTube, and you can see the whole interview with Leslie Jordan. This is number 3233. Listen to the bird welcoming me. Thank you, Ed. Whoa, wait. Bonita just said our house. Like when you were growing up, or I'm literally now your house? Which one's your house, Bonita? Thanks, Ed. I love you, my friend. Have a great day today. Which one's your house, Bonita? This one? The comments never come in quick enough, so I'm always moved on by the time the comments pop up. You know what I love about these walks is there may only be a few people with me in the mornings, but throughout the day I can see that more and more people watch them, and I love that. 3233 Oakdale. Oh, the little yellow one. Wait, no. Which one did I just pass? 3243. I haven't gotten to 3230. Oh, this one. I walked away from it. The one that had the Do you live there now? Am I like creeping outside your house? Or did you live there growing up? Benita, when I was first married, I lived there with my husband, David. There's the answer. What year was that, Benita? Wow, you lived here. Did it have that paneling on the side? I'm not judging, but I hope you're not the ones who put it there, because that's atrocious. Oh, I should never give my opinion. That was your childhood home, says David. David and Benita, are you brother and sister? Or, oh no, that must be, you're the husband. So Benita and David, when they got married, they lived here. Wow, what are the odds that I love that when people that are watching, I actually pass their houses. Melvin is here. Good morning, Melvin. He says, I remember David Mitchell's house. I used to come pick him up in high school. Wow. Now, would you have had your Pinto way back in high school? Did your red Pinto pull right up here, honk its horn, or was it a different car, Melvin? And there we go, a little history of 3233. So David, okay, trying to put this together. When I first married, I lived there with my husband, David. Okay, so the story that I'm coming up with is that David grew up in this house. He married Benita, and Benita moved into his childhood home with him. Don said, I thought David went to Woodward Academy. David will only be able to tell us. All right, we will continue on, and luckily we're walking, so we don't have to worry about the speed bump. Oh, look. I never noticed this before. Oh no, it's not is this a swinging gate? It says no trespassing anyway. No, it's not a gate. That's just the fence. There's 3229. My friend Ed Budd, who lives down in Orlando, says, bye, Dewey and my Hapeville friends that I've never met. Ed, I've never met half of these people either. They live in other parts of the country now. 3229, look at, they've got a beautiful, what they did to their porch. I'm sure David's like, I remember who used to live there. And they have they put palm trees in their front yard. I don't know that there are any other palm trees in Hapeville. Look at that. This reminds me of when I lived in Florida. That's lovely. Melvin said that used to be an opening there going into the playground when we were at North Avenue School. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, there's the big lawn over there. Here is number 3222, and what's interesting about this house is that when I first moved here, before I knew that Hapeville had registered as a historic town, I saw this plaque on here, and you can't see it, and I'm not going to walk up to somebody's house, but it basically says this house is historic. So I thought this house in particular was historic, and then I realized that anybody can put a historic plaque on their house because the whole town is registered as historic, so it doesn't mean that something historic particularly happened in that house. But someone told me that many years ago there was a teacher that held classes down in the back of the school, or back of the house, which is convenient because there's where the playground was. David Mitchell said there was a honeybee hive in that big oak tree. I'm assuming that's the tree you're talking about. A honeybee hive, wow. I love hearing those memories. There's number 3223. Now, as we get down, when we get down to, what is it, Lily? Past Lily, everything changes that you guys would remember. Everything changes. Look how beautiful this house is. Oh gosh, I love number 3219 because it still has its former glory. Look at that beautiful house. It's simple. I'm all about minimalism, and boy, I would move in there in a minute. And what's nice is they have those awnings originally, but it's high enough to where you can still get some sunlight in there. What a beautiful house, 3219. Now, as we move on here, 3222, good morning, Kelly. Here is a new build at 3210 with its back facing the playing fields of the school. Now, you'll get a good view of it here because This house was knocked down last year or the year before, and they haven't built anything in it yet. And I know at some point I read somewhere that someone in the Chapman family lived in this house, but it's gone. And they started building, there's a foundation, but there's the, look at what a great view you can get of where y'all used to run and play at North Avenue School. Good morning, Sandra. So you can still get a good view of that this morning. And this is beautiful. This is number, there's 3213. I think I passed by that one. And 3209. But look how beautiful and tall these have gotten because they haven't been here to clean them up. But in the mail, oh, here it is. 32, this was 3206. So last year at some point they started a foundation. Oh, no. Actually, they, while the house was still here, they fixed this porch part, and then they ended up tearing the house down. But you can see the foundation of it is still here. And whoever lived here, if they had kids, they could just walk right to school through the back. David said, I lived on that street over 30 years. Wow, that is a long time. That is a long time. This is where I parked. This is 3203 and 3199. What a beautiful day it is this morning. There's people out walking their dogs, somebody out with his child. And there's another view. That house sat right there. Good morning, Tony. That's my friend who lives out in LA. He's an actor out in LA. He was my comedy partner at Disney. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you're having a good day. It's 45 degrees here, Tony. What? Whenever it's cold, it always reminds me of a time where Tony and I worked at Disney together in Florida. And we were with another actor friend of ours. There were three of us, and we played what was called Boys Off the Bus. We were new to town, new to Hollywood, air quotes. And it was really cold one day, so we thought it would be funny while we were performing out on the streets. The three of us, we huddled together with ice cream cones, and we were just walking down the street shivering, eating ice cream cones, and that was our show for that day. And I kept saying to Tony over and over, I said, hot chocolate, you idiot. It's 46 degrees in Los Angeles. Oh, same temperature as here. All right. I mean, assuming Tony is in LA right now. Benita says, I used to play softball on that field. Wow. If I could just snap my fingers and go back in time, this is a spot that I would love to go to here in Hapeville. Tucked right back in here is 3200. Oh, here we go. My favorite, a little brick house, 3197. I love they've got a garden in their front yard. They've got a fall garden. It's bolted a little bit, but they've got a fall garden. And then here we are at the corner of Lily and Oakdale Road, and that's beautiful. That's number 3195. I came here to get mulch one time last year, and I have forgotten her name, but she has a beautiful, very unique name. Here's 3196. Look how beautiful it looks, y'all. And I know for many of you who may have lived here in the 70s, I know the town was a much different experience economically at the time. And so it's probably gratifying and a little shocking to see the houses, 3196, in such good repair now. 3194, glassed-in porch. Okay, so now we're at the corner of Oakdale and Lily. And it completely changes. Somebody told me on one of my walks a couple weeks ago, I was in this area, and they told me who owned all of this land. They sold it, and I can only imagine how many Hapeville houses were there, but every single one of them, all the way down to the bottom of the hill, is gone. Rebecca, girl, I've been wanting to talk to you. Rebecca, until just recently, lived on my street, and now she's gone. And I'm wondering where you went, Rebecca. And so many people are pulling up in front of your former house and asking me about it. My neighbor is interested in it. Lorelei is amazing, by the way. I love her. She's the realtor and a friend of mine. So I wish you very good luck in selling your house. And if you feel like giving me a private message, I'd love to know where you went. Did you go down the street? Did you leave? Where'd you go? But thank you for popping in, Rebecca. I'm over on Oakdale Road. So look, you see all this, everybody? Can you imagine in your brain, can you picture in your brain what used to be here? I wish there were pictures, because I'm sad that I didn't get to see all the houses that are gone, but I'm sure that the houses that are here now are double the number, because there would have been, you know, back in the day, a house, space, a house. So now they're really close together. But here we are at the hill where it starts going down at Rose Terrace. And this lovely house is still here. I love that they did that on the top. I never see anybody out there, and there's no door, there's just a window. I wonder if there's stairs, but it's a nice big patio. Boy, I'd be up there all the time. That was mine. But I love how this is at Rose Terrace. Let me back up, and it just sits at catty corner like that. How lovely is that home? And it's so quiet back here at Rose Terrace and Oakdale Road, because there's still one more road behind, Hope Street, and that is right against Highway 85. And I can hear it humming right now, but it kind of, you can just tell yourself it's a waterfall, right? Dr. Wright also was the chiropractor that was on Myrtle. Ah, thank you. That was our walk yesterday. Good morning. Some friendly faces just waved at me. I always can tell, I do so many of these in Hapeville, and it's so small that when some people are out and about, they'll wave at me, and I can tell that they're like, oh, that's Dewey, because I'm just such a nuisance and I'm out here all the time that they know my face. 3168 is beautiful, beautiful corner lot, covered with pine needles. Gosh, I love that. I keep forgetting, whenever I see palm trees, pine trees, I remind myself that I need to research in particular what virgin pine is. I don't know what that means, but the reason I want to find out is because when I was researching over off North Avenue, Russell and Wheeler Street, those duplexes were built in the 40s for war workers during the war. And the Hapeville history book says that area, before it was developed in the 40s, was a huge forest of virgin pine. And I always imagine that this must be what it is, but I don't know what makes a pine virgin. There you go. You can see how they're terraced down the hill. They're beautiful. They're beautiful houses. That one in particular almost fools me, y'all. It's almost fooling me that it's an original house, but it is not. But they did a good job. I mean, I'm saying it is not with 100% certainty, but you can hear in my voice that I'm only 90% sure. That's number 3169. I can't really see the side now. That's a new build. But they did a good job mimicking what houses used to look like here. But gosh, this is a beautiful street. It's a beautiful street. It's just much different than you would have remembered. Look how lovely and cared for number 3166 is. Good morning, Lynn Hembry. It's nice to see you. I'm assuming that you are Frank and Barbara's daughter? My name is Dewey. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm walking down Oakdale Road. I'm going to walk to the bottom and call it a day. There's 3162 tucked in off the street there. All the houses down this road are just beautiful right now. My friend Charles Thomas is not with me this morning. We're going to be passing by his house. He bought a lovely house down here, and when I moved here 4 years ago, it was on this huge lot before he lived in it, and then it got divided up before he moved in, and now there's like 3 other houses on the lot. It's still beautiful though. Look how beautiful this little cutie is. Number 3160 Oakdale Road. Gosh, that's cute. Big corner lot. Tiny house, big lot. I love that. We're passing Oakdale Road in Campbell. This is where I walked the other day. If you scroll back on my Facebook feed, you'll see when I started in Cofield Park at the Scout Hut and walked around a circle. I ended up coming out here, and then I walked up the street. But here we are. Oh, that's a driveway. I thought that was a road. Is that a road? No, that's this person's driveway. Wow, that is a big old driveway. Look at that. I thought they were coming out on a road. They get to drive right up and behind their house. How nice is that? And we're back to Old Hapeville. It's fascinating that this whole strip between Lily and here just totally got changed. How did that happen? Bonita grew up on Campbell Circle. Wow, so you lived right down the way from David. Everybody knew everybody in Hapeville from what I'm hearing. There's 3057, a lovely mid-century modern. Yeah, so you get down this far, and it's interesting, there's an old map that I looked at that showed that Oakdale only went up to, I think, Lily, maybe all the way down at, I forget the year of the map, maybe 39. But you can see then how in the 50s these houses came along and this stretch of land. There's 3055. Look at the beautiful pines behind. That's the wonderful thing about those is even in the winter you get some green showcasing your house. Good morning, Nita. They're on the corner of Campbell Circle, and look at all the big old backyard that they have. It makes me wonder how long it'll be before they figure out they could sell it and put 2 houses that have addresses facing this street. Or maybe they won't. I wouldn't if I shouldn't say that. I don't know what I would do. It'd be a lot of pressure if you knew that you could make money like that. And anyway, there's 3053. Very mid-century modern. I love that they still have the original windows. Gosh, that's pretty. And here we are at Campbell Circle. Why is it that when I'm at the farthest point from my car, I realize I have to pee? And that little house at the corner of Campbell Circle, how idyllic is that? That's looking east up Campbell Circle. Good morning, Heather. Nice to see you, my friend. I'm not too far from your house. I've been wondering how your puppy is. If you want to give me a DM and let me know, I'd be very curious to know. David said, he passed your house earlier, Nita. Oh, Nita, did you live on Oakdale? Of course, I'm learning here in Hapeville, everybody lived everywhere over the years. Oh, I lived in that house from 78 to 79. I lived in that apartment for 80 to 81. Like, makes sense. Here's the side of this house. It's nice that they have a side entrance facing over here. I love when people have their original old like 60s carport things, maybe even the 50s. Here we are, we're coming up to Hope Street. This is the corner of Hope Street and Oakdale, 3047. It's up in the shade right now. And then over here is the plot of land I was talking about. 4 years when I moved here, that house, and that white house over there were not here, but the house in between, which is my friend Charles's house, it's there, and it's so cute. But here is number 3044 in the shade. I didn't realize until I did this walk today what good condition all the houses on Oakdale are. This one's lovely. Just a plain white with black shutters. Although they don't have their number here or on their mailbox. Oh, there it is. I see it. It's on the corner by the flag. Number 3042. Gorgeous. And number 3040. It's pretty down here. Oh, you were at 3197. When I walk back, I'll have to take a look at it, Nita. Is that where you grew up, Nita? And then here are the two new builds that got put in over the last couple years. And then look, there's Charles's adorable little house. Now Charles Thomas, I think he's a decade older than me. He recently moved back to Hapeville, but he grew up in this town. Well, he moved away for a little bit when he was a kid. Then he came back and lived on, oh, I forget, North Cofield? No, I'm saying that wrong. But he lived across the street from his grandmother. But that house was added over the last couple years, that house and that house. But when I drove over here 4 years ago and I saw all this land and that little jewel sitting in the middle of it, I was like, what a heavenly home. Nita said it was a great street to grow up on from age 5 until the 20s. Wow. Well, you'll be able to go back. Once I stop, you'll be able to go back and see it from the beginning if you want to. Here's number 3036. Now this one has not had anybody in it since I've lived here, and it's just tucked back in here. And listen, you can hear the highway and see the cars going by right there? Wow. Hi, Charles. There's Charles. He just came out. I'm gonna go over and say hi. Good morning. I was surprised you weren't with me this morning. I forgot your dog's name.
That's Mitzi.
Mitzi. Hi, Mitzi. Hello, sweetheart. Good morning, Angela. I finally got down to your end of the street.
I see.
Yeah, look how beautiful your house looks when it's all lit up by the sun. It's so pretty. Hi, baby. Hi, Mitzi. You gonna go for a walk?
We'll go a little bit. She's
Sweet.
an old girl, so we can't go very far.
Yeah, and she's shivery. Come here, Mitzi.
I don't know who you are.
Don Miller says, I love Charles Thomas's house. Do you know Nita Almond? Don
I met
Miller.
her at the bingo show.
Oh, that's right. You met her at the bingo show. She's here. Daria Druckenmiller is here.
They lived right there.
They lived in this house?
That's the Druckenmiller's house.
Oh, I was just getting ready to talk about that house when you came out.
It's been gutted on the inside.
Oh, has it? I love that house.
They just work on it now and then.
Oh, so it's still in your family, Daria?
No,
Oh, it's not?
they sold it like early this year.
Oh, they did. Okay. Gosh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I was just getting ready to go. I'll get a closer up thing of it. I love how pretty it is.
That would be a very nice house if they
Yeah.
come back and put some walls in it again.
Yeah. So it's completely open
It's
on the
gutted,
inside?
yes.
Oh, wow.
'Cause
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's great. David says, long time since Little League, Don. Oh, so David is talking to Don. Don Miller's here. David Mitchell is here. Nita, Angela Floyd, Lita Niesler. Heather Gardenhire. What's that?
Pam dated Don Miller in high school.
Oh, yeah? Oh, your sister dated Don Miller in high school? Wow, I'm learning all the scandal. Which way are you going to walk? You going to walk this way?
Open.
I'm going to walk down here and do you mind if I show you on here?
No.
Okay, there he is. There's Charles, everybody, in his beautiful house behind him, and there's
Mitzi.
little Mitzi. She's so sweet. It's gorgeous today, and somebody had asked me the other day if I would come down Oakdale Road, so I said sure. 3035. That's so pretty. It's a pretty house. I was telling them about how when I moved here 4 years ago, I rode over here. I was exploring, and your house was like my favorite. And it sat, I just remember that hill being green, green, green.
The lawn's really pretty.
Yeah.
When it's not completely covered in leaves like it is now.
Right.
So I can't get ahead of that.
No, no.
It's
Why
very
fight
nice.
nature? Why fight nature? Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. I was telling them you can hear the highway over here, but you can just pretend it's a waterfall. Because it reminds
I
me
need
of
a water feature so I can do that.
Yeah. That's nice. Are there times when it like dies down and you don't really hear it? Is it like
It's always like this.
it's just always constant? Yeah.
But it's like white noise.
Yeah,
after
you
a while.
just don't even hear it. You don't even hear it.
The house is worth that. I'm good with the noise.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. Oh, look, a little family biking. And then the last thing I was going to show everybody before I go is that house here. That was just sitting back here abandoned when I got here, and they fixed it up. They did that while you were here, didn't they? Or did that
about the same time?
About the same time.
Yeah, the neighbors say that was like a crack house.
Oh, it was awful because it was set here right before the bridge, and nobody ever came back here, so it was isolated. But they did a great job.
That's a big house.
Is it?
Because the base was the same size as the top.
Oh my
it's all
gosh.
finished.
That's fantastic.
It's a nice house. Man.
Yep. All right, I'm going to flip this around. All right, I'm going to chat with Charles and then walk back to my house. But thank you all for joining me. Back to my car. Thank you all for joining me this morning, and I'll see you next time. Bye.